So, here we go.
All of a sudden, he decided to walk away from business and instead started building a new community in Florida based around his Catholic faith. So why did he do it? And who's going to live there? I went to meet Tom Monaghan for the latest installment of our series, Faith Matters. A one-time wilderness in Florida is being transformed into the Promised Land. A buccaneering businessman with strong Catholic values wants to build a new community from scratch. Tom Monaghan, founder of the worldwide Domino's pizza chain, is sinking his billion-dollar fortune into Ave Maria. A joint venture with a local developer, it'll number 11,000 new homes. And, unsurprisingly for a man who opposes abortion, contraception and homosexuality, the centre of this planned community is not a golf course, but a church. How many will it seat in here?
This will seat about 1,100 people, including the choir loft. And there will be a seating for about 25 priests celebrating Mass.
Across the road from the church is Monaghan's other singular contribution, a new Catholic university that'll house 5,500 students.
We need a new kind of Catholic school with an emphasis on combining excellence in the spiritual aspect and also excellence in education.
It's been called a Disney World for Catholics, a country club Christianity.
I didn't know I had that much influence.
What's your response to that?
I think it's nonsense.
So what prompted this 70-year-old entrepreneur to pursue his dream of building a kind of Catholic heaven on 5,000 acres of earth? It may be because Tom Monaghan has been searching for a community like this for most of his life. He was born March 1937 into a poor family of unskilled workers. His mother, a domestic servant, his father and hero, a truck driver.
I was so poor and I was always conscious of what other kids had. I had to scrape the manure off my shoes when I went to school, and I had to keep my feet on the floor so you couldn't see the soles of my shoes.
So you really felt that everybody could tell that you were poor?
Oh, yes, yes.
And that upset you?
Well, it made me envious, I think, of the other kids.
By 10th grade, Tom Monaghan had decided to join the priesthood and was accepted into seminary. But he lasted less than a year.
The rector said I didn't have a vocation, so he said, Monaghan, you pack your bags for Easter, packing for good.
Tom Monaghan decided to take his future into his own hands. An opportunity arose to buy a pizza business for $500 down in Ypsilanti, Michigan, close to where he grew up. Did you have any experience of running a restaurant or a fast food service?
Not really.
After buying his first store, Tom Monaghan soon discovered a gaping hole in the pizza business of the 1960s, a gap that he was eager to fill.
I was the first one to focus on delivery. I saw the potential of the convenience of it for people, and I thought it could be built into a big business.
He wasn't wrong. From 1960 to 1980, he opened 300 Domino's pizza delivery stores. And then...
Over 1980, we took off like a rocket. We went from 300 to 5,000 stores in 10 years. It's the fastest growth in the history of the restaurant industry.
The boy with holes in his socks could now afford diamonds on the soles of his shoes. He started spending serious money. How many planes did you buy?
Oh, I had 8 at one time. I probably had about 20 altogether in my career.
You had 8 planes at the same time?
Yeah.
The spending spree lasted 6 years until 1989. Then, one quiet evening, he read Mere Christianity by the British scholar C.S. Lewis and had a sudden revelation.
This chapter in the book basically said that I was just trying to impress people. And so I couldn't sleep that night.
Was that what it was? Was it all about you having more than anybody else?
I think so. Yeah, and I was taught that pride is the greatest of all sins. It's the source of all other sins. I knew that. And when I read that, I said, my gosh, that's the greatest of all sins, and I'm the greatest sinner in the world.
Almost immediately, he sold his planes, his cars, and created a foundation, donating millions of dollars to Catholic causes. He decided to focus on education, believing that most Catholic schools, like him, had wandered from the faith. In 1998, Monaghan sold Domino's Pizza for an estimated $1 billion. 2 years later, he founded the Ave Maria College near Ann Arbor, Michigan. The school quickly grew, but local government would not allow any further expansion. So, after looking at various sites, he settled on this former swampland in Florida, entering into a deal with a local developer.
What we were trying to do is create a community that people could grow up in, feel safe, have a great education, both through the private, public schools, and then you have the influence and the amenities and the things that a Catholic institution, Catholic university has to offer. And we think all those things are really fantastic.
But not everyone is delighted at the prospect of a town so avowedly Catholic, especially those concerned with civil liberties. You'll know that it's been described as a Catholic Jonestown, a kind of Catholic Iran, where individual rights and liberties are curtailed.
That was a statement made in the Wall Street Journal, for which I got an apology in writing from the publisher of the Wall Street Journal for. That was a very nasty statement, because it's nowhere near what we're about.
You were quoted as saying, "Our plan is that no adult material will appear on the town's cable system, and the pharmacy will not sell contraceptives."
I don't remember the one about the cable system. I don't think I ever thought we had control over that.
But the truth is, you do believe that abortion should be outlawed.
Yes.
You do believe that contraception should not be available. You do believe that pornography should not be easily accessible. These are things you believe fundamentally.
Well, so does the Pope, so does the hierarchy and most of the priests in the Catholic Church. And so what's so unique about that? What makes me so unique?
I guess
Why are you looking at me like I'm some kind of a odd person?
Not at all, but what makes you unique is...
Maybe you're odd.
But what makes you unique is that very few people have the resources and ability to build a university in the middle of a community and actually try and influence the social situation in that way.
That's where the rub is. Yeah. I'm dangerous.
What would the response be if a gay couple wanted to live here and buy a property?
Same as if a gay couple wanted to buy a house anywhere in America. I mean, this is America in 2007. We don't discriminate against anybody for any reason. That's never part of what Ave Maria is all about.
Whether the town represents a single religious denomination or not, there was no shortage of interest at a recent open day.
We want to be surrounded by people that think like us. We have deep religious values and deep moral values.
And as for Tom Monaghan, he seems genuinely at peace with himself, attending Mass every day and preparing to live in the community of his dreams. Are you happy?
I think I'm very happy. And when the media gets on me, I just say a Hail Mary for whoever wrote the article, and it goes away just like that.
We're all over it, not to worry. Yes, the team is with me, we got it covered.
Who's he talking to?
The boss.
I thought the boss was at a board meeting.
He is at a board meeting.
Uh-oh.
They're asking about our global integration plan.
Do not worry.
Do we have a global integration plan?
It's more like a deck.
A deck?
A draft, really.
A deck is only a draft?
Afraid so.
It's not only doable, it's practically done. We better get started.
It's an action-packed Jimmy. Tonight, Kick It with Rush Hour 3's Jackie Chan and Chris.